What is going on? How's everybody doing? We are live. Like to always start my lives on time. Uh, Shout out to my brothers in the Villain Sphere, Hail Grayskull, and the Palace of Petty. Yeah, it's going to be a Petty Simber. You know what I mean? Dubbed by Shar Willie, a Petty Simber. We had a nice conversation. Yesterday over on Rashawn's panel. Man, we had a blast. Sir Obadiah is going to go live later on in the next, I think, 30 or 40 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to be talking about politics and stuff like that. Um, I'm going to open the panel up a little bit later. What's going on, James Kills, Machine Gun? James, man. I'm going to open up the panel for the last about 20, 30 minutes of the stream. I'm not going to be on here too long. I got shit to do today. But I wanted to at least go live on my own platform. We've been putting in work all over these YouTube streets. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Uh, but before we get into it, I'm going to play a little musical selection from my dude, good old Nat King Cole. Hope y'all enjoy it. That was a that guy was great, man. Nat King Cole, Hey, sir, man, go ahead and drop your channel link in there, man, for your stream that's going to be popping off later. So let me come in here. How y'all doing? What's going on? What's cracking lacking? Um, I got my headphones on, you know what I'm saying, so I can hear the wonderful sounds of that. King Cole, man, it's such soothing sounds, man. Such soothing sounds. Back when things were great, man. You know, people wasn't complaining or whining uh, about relationships too much. You know, people were just happy to be around each other. But if you really listen to him, Nat, uh, you can hear every word, and you wanted to listen. The music made you listen. The art of conversation. The art of conversation. Let's talk about listening. The secret to conversation comes into the listening. If you actually listen to somebody, um, you can hear them. But a lot of times we hear people, but in this day and time, because we get bombarded with so much information and we're so caught up in what we need to do, we don't hear people. We don't hear people at all. We don't listen to what they have to say. We already make our predetermined judgments on what, what's going on with them. And sometimes we got to let people talk because a lot of times they're not talking at you or to you. Sometimes they're talking through you. Maybe they're working through something. No, we know enough to be intuitive to know if someone's directing their comments directly. Sometimes we have to accept the person for who they are. We have to let them speak their mind and their piece. And then we have to accept that we may not agree on what their thoughts are. But think about it like this. Last week, last live stream, I had BGS came up, blessed us with his presence. And I might not have believed or consigned to or agree with things that he might have said. And there's things that I agreed with. But I'm not going to press my belief and my views on someone that's older than me. Man, 60 years old. He lived over half a century. He has the right to believe whatever he believes in. I didn't even get to 60 yet. So I don't know. It worked for him. But, you know, my life doesn't work for everybody. Your life doesn't work for anybody either, right? It works for you, right? Now, you can take little bits and pieces because lifestyle is not a buy it off the rack type of thing. But there is basic things that we have to do to support our lifestyle. It's like clothing, right? Certain clothing don't look right on everybody. Certain styles don't look right on everybody. If you're short and stocky, wearing slim fit clothes don't look too good on you. Now, if you're tall and lean, oh, they fit you perfectly. Or baggy styles may fit a short and stocky person, but it may look terrible on a person that's lean. So is lifestyle, the basic necessities of life. My lifestyle may not fit your lifestyle. Your viewpoint may not fit my viewpoint. You know, it's not for everybody. What's going on, Tyrone Church? Mike V, salute. You know what I'm saying? Salute. You know what I'm saying? Salute. What's going on, Art and the Style? What's going on, family? Yo, appreciate you letting me on the channel, on your platform yesterday, man. It was an interesting discussion to say the least. Uh, Always interesting. I wanted to play some good old hits for your Art. I played some Nat King Cole. I know you was talking about how the music is terrible nowadays, so I wanted to play some goodness for you. You know, and shout out to Art and the Style. Um, but to say the least, in these trying times, especially around this time of year, people that I've seen, and this is just my perception, People are worried about the things that they don't have, they do have. People, they're not, the people are talking, people are not listening to people. People are too caught up on what's going on with other things outside of the realm and the scope of what they need to have, going on with themselves. Is this a problem? Yeah, but it's been going on for so long that we've just finally noticed it. Have you ever noticed you are sitting there talking to someone and they suddenly pick up a phone, right? They pick up their phone and they're doing this, their phone. In the middle of you having a conversation and you may be divulging some information or you might need to work through something. And this is a friend of yours or a loved one or someone like that. And you continue to talk because you're just used to a person multitasking. And then you stop and then you say, "Hey, did you hear me?" "Oh, yeah, I heard what you said." "You didn't hear me." "Well, they did hear you." Were they listening? No, because listening takes attention, detail, listening to details. They may recant back to what you said, but listening means that they're attentive and they are entertained by what you're saying, and then they would like to give a response. So I would like to give you some pointers, if you may. When I talk to someone and I'm talking to them and I don't know if they're listening, I'll pause. I'll stop talking. See, that brief pause will allow you to know that if they're listening because you can tell when you're in front of them. But because of what's going on in the world, we have to talk to each other remotely. Sometimes we don't see each other's facial expressions because people are busy. They got headphones on, earbuds, AirPods, and things of that nature. Um, they have these things going on, right? And when they have these things going on, we ourselves, for the better for the better terms of this, we ourselves don't know if they're actually truly listening to us. So we've gone through a whole diatribe of what's going on with us, and then this one ear going out the other ear. The person's busy, they're doing 20 different things, they're doing 20,000 things and all of this other stuff, and then bam, we thinking we're trying to get a breakthrough or we're not listening to the person. So what I do is I pause. I pause. Let the silence happen. Then the person will then, they were listening. "Hey man, what's going on? Go ahead, I'm listening." Now, if they were or weren't listening, that pause, that break in rhythm lets them stop what they're doing. Now, I don't get upset or anxious, right? I'll say, I won't ask them, "Did you hear what I said?" I'll say, "Oh, okay, cool. I didn't want to interrupt something." "Oh, no, no, man, I'm here. I was listening. You said X, Y, and Z." Then they will retort what you just said. And then what I would ask them, "But what do you think about what I said up until now?" "You know what, man?" They either got to give you a response. "You know what, man? You know what? I was hearing you, but I really wasn't listening. My bad." And then the conversation will shift, right? And then you will get the attention. See, listening is a very key to conversation. It is the art of conversation, is the basis of conversation, because a lot of times people sometimes it got to the point where they just like to hear themselves talk. They just like to hear themselves talk. I guess being an only child and being around your parents when you were forced to just talk. Like you couldn't talk. Like, like when I grew up, a child stays in a child's place, right? If children are to be seen, not heard, old school stuff like that. So the only time I got to actually speak and talk was around my cousins. And there was a hierarchy. So I had a younger cousin and a cousin that was like my age, but the rest of them were older than me. So I had to listen to them or just watch. And I did a lot of observations, observing. If you're observing things, you're listening, you're paying attention. than in the world. When you go out into the world, you have a small margin of error because you're an only child. Right? You don't have a big brother or a big sister or another sibling. Everything that you do is here. So you had to be very acute with your listening and your follow through. My mother would give me a set of instructions and it taught me how to listen. And then when I grew up, I knew the point of listening, understanding, listening to conversation. Even when I conversed back with someone, I had to listen. I learned the art of recanting exactly what a person said to me. Now, people find that annoying because they know that you're really listening. This basically has you deconstruct their arguments because you're listening. You're bringing in the information and you're listening to it. Now, sometimes we'll take in information, and because of how we look at it or how we view a person, we'll misconstrue what they're saying. This is another part. This, this is another part of listening is when you talk to people, have conversations with people, you start to unpack what type of person you're dealing with. See, a lot of times people tell you who they are. People have not changed for since the beginning of time, and talking it was the first form of communication. Before writing anything down, before reading, stories were passed down from mouth to ear or word of mouth. Now, when this person told the story and it was passed down, then another person told the story, and then those stories changed. Give you a perfect example. I played Nat King Cole, and it's Christmas time. And this story has been going on for eons and eons. But before someone put it in a book or did whatever they did, right? The story was changed, embellished over time from this person to that person. But the story was still told. So someone had to listen. And that person that listened decided, hearing that story, to take it to their people. Matter of fact, the very basis of how we're taught is you having to listen. Do you know when a young man is in class and he's jumping up and down and talking and doing all this other stuff? Do you realize that the first thing that they do is say he has attention deficit disorder? He's not paying attention, he's not listening. Even if he's not jumping up and down and he's just sitting there and he's just staring off into space. They give him or try to prescribe him or her medicine because they say they have attention deficit disorder. Because they're teaching, but the child is not, you know, understanding because the child is not listening because the child's mind is focused on something else that has nothing to do with them learning. Sitting in a chair for 8 hours, being talked to and telling to do these instructions. The art of conversation. Now, why would a child not be able to do this? Is it always ADHD? Why wasn't ADHD a problem prior to like the 80s? Because the family dynamic, and when I mean family, not just mother and father, but the neighborhood communicated with the children. They talked. They taught children how to listen and how to execute instructions. And the children learned how to communicate back. The learning process did not begin in preschool or Head Start, but it actually began with the parent. The parent actually talked to the child, not a television screen, not Elmo, but an actual living, breathing human being, not a sock puppet. The child learned how to listen because what is the reward? If I'm talking to you, then if you're listening, you're going to retort. Then I have to listen to you, and then I have to give you a response. The very interaction of learning how to converse and being able to listen starts at the earliest age possible. Even if a baby cannot communicate properly, just the art of conversation by talking to the child. And when a baby cries, listening to their wants and desires and their needs. This is the epitome of how humans interact, how all creatures on earth deal with each other, communication. There has to be a sender and a receiver. And if that information is not met properly, then what happens? Catastrophe. I've been on several panels in different spaces as of late, and I have noticed something. I have noticed something uh hold on one second. Because this is annoying the hell. I got this like this brightness, the sun is out, I'm all bright and shiny. Hold on, this is getting over there. Hold on. Man, it's too dark now. All right, there we go. Woo, woo, whew. All right, I can't stand it. Yeah, that was was that killing y'all? Y'all got to tell me something in the chat. Was that killing y'all right there? I got all this this brightness on my face like it's touched by an angel going on, and y'all ain't saying nothing. Y'all ain't saying nothing. What y'all doing? What y'all doing in the chat? Y'all supposed to have me going. You know what I'm saying? Put these headphones back on. But anyway, so that's bad. Okay, we good. We here now. What's going on, Q? Didn't want to cough in y'all ears. Koja says, it's ironic teachers move around and condemns the child for doing the very thing the teacher isn't doing. That is facts. Let me read some of these comments while I'm over here talking to y'all, man. I'm sorry about this. Man. I was just, when I get my thoughts. What's going on, Third Ward, man? What's salute to you, bro. Said they missed that high vibration music. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Koja says, a cousin is the best thing in the world to an only child. This is facts. Obvious OP says, I couldn't talk either. Laugh aloud only around cousins. Charles says most listens for you to stop talking, and that's it. And that's true. That's true. People so used to getting their next point across. I'm listening to the Thomas Wiggins. That's an amazing man. Word is born. James Kills. Let's see. Uh, Kareem Austin, welcome, welcome, welcome. And Cody is it. Okay, we hit that comment. Right, teach because it's some songs who don't know what's going on. Q Wilson, yeah, yo, said, and yes, better. Okay, better now. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Appreciate you, man. Thank y'all, man. What's the how many likes we got right now? Let's see how many likes we got. We got 12 likes. Appreciate you. Let's do a midstream. Let's do a midstream. Let's hit them with it.
Turner, 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 Turner.
Appreciate y'all for liking and sharing the stream. Sir Obadiah and such. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. So got 12. Thank you, Charles Willie. So now I was on Anthony Antoine, I forgot his name. He's on the Lapeef network. Um, and I was up there, they were trying to have this conversation about what can black people do better to build a community and stuff like that. And had some super woke hotep, like every time we had to have the conversation, it kept going to, well, what does that word mean, brother? You got to know the meaning of the word in the dictionary and all of this conscious mind, open up your third eye, pineal gland. We can't get things done because the brothers were trying to have a conversation. And I was listening from the clouds and they had an open link and I clicked on the link. And I could see the frustration in these brothers' faces when they were trying to have this conversation with these two other brothers. And then I saw that the whole point of the conversation was to get something done, but it was nothing but derailment. And I realized that the brothers weren't listening. The brothers that were derailing the conversation wasn't listening, but it wasn't that they weren't listening. It was the fact that they thought that no one was listening to them. And it was true. Both sides weren't listening, but they were just talking. And they were doing this circle motion. And shout out to Cerulean. He would always say that everybody loves circles. And it's true. Everybody loves circles when they're not listening. The conversations that we have don't go forward or things are not done because our generation and the generation before us, to a certain degree, do not know how to listen to the younger generation. I'm 40 years old, and I'm proud to say that I'm 40 years old. Never thought that I'd make it to see 40, depending because of how I grew up. But I'm happy that I've made it to be 40. You know, some people don't believe that I'm 40, but I am 40. I was born in 1981. Um, and that's maybe a testament of me taking care of myself and listening to people, whether they look like me or not. So I take that, with a grain of salt. But the older generation, my generation, the Xers, the boomers, I noticed that there's a disconnect with the younger generation because we do a lot of talking and they don't want to listen. And because we don't listen to them, because the way that we were raised is that we couldn't talk to our parents because they did the talking and they didn't have to listen because their parents did it. But the difference is that information isn't word of mouth anymore in the way that we got it when we were younger. Technology, your children have things, or the younger generation have something in their pocket that is more knowledgeable, more wise, and more sinister than you. And you notice how I said the word sinister, because it's not there to help them, but to subvert them. If you notice that the device in their pockets or the applications that they use put them in a situation where it can subvert them because a mathematical equation has been contrived to listen to them, to do the very thing that you're not doing, is listening. When you go on YouTube and you check things and you're on social media, you do what? You touch something that you're interested in. When you first log on to YouTube, for the very first time, you looked at YouTube. You probably asked somebody, "Hey, how do you do such and such?" And the person didn't have time to explain it to you, or maybe they did, and they realized that maybe you wasn't getting how they was explaining it or whatever. You know what they said? "Hey, man, go check YouTube." What's YouTube? Man, they teach you how to do things. So you go find this YouTube thing, you get on the search engine, YouTube. What is this? You type into YouTube that whatever you want to learn how to do. Doesn't matter. I first really got on YouTube because I wanted to go get back into working out very heavily. And I didn't want to injure myself. This was back when I was like 33. I was working out, but I wasn't working out. And I got into YouTube and watched a whole lot of videos on working out. Also, I wanted to learn about filmmaking, how to use a camera, what lenses, what camera to get, how to do these things. And I learned. And I sat there for hours on hours listening to what these professionals or what these people that were better than me at it were doing. That's how I came into YouTube. Maybe you came into YouTube the same way. You wanted to learn something. But then over time, as YouTube evolved, it evolved into its own ecosystem. And then they start suggesting things. They start talking about hitting the algorithm, keywords, tags, putting things in the search bar so they can pop up so you can look at their videos next to someone else's videos. And this mathematical equation, this data collection was used to listen to you. It's crazy, right? A non sentient organism that was created by a sentient organic creature was made to listen to you. So the very creature that created it was too busy not having to, but to reap the benefits of not having to listen. And only thing that they have to do is force some type of subversion on you because they don't think it's worth their time to listen to you. Think about that for a second. Coach Mack says, even back then, things were translated incorrectly. If you ever did the whisper a message the student next to you ear until it made it around the classroom, the message, yes. I think we used to call it telephone. Or, I think it was telephone. That exercise they used to do. What's going on, Gino? What's going on? Simply Neek, you're probably asking a question. You're probably asking me a question. Or you're probably asking yourself a question. Ask yourself this question, right? I ask myself questions all the time, and I go find the answers because it's good to question things. When was the last time you had a conversation with someone and you actually listened to what they had to say? Now we can go to the next step, but I would like to ask, when was the last time you had a conversation and you generally listened to what they had to say and not in a work capacity? Not in a capacity where you had to listen because of your job, because your job performance dictates that you have to listen to people, whether you want to or not, because you need to get your job done. But in a personal, one on one relationship, whether it's your children, whether it's your significant other, whether it's a relative, whether it's a best friend. We actually talk to our friends more than we actually talk to our significant others and our relatives and our children. But, you know, the dog doesn't count. The cat doesn't count. The goldfish doesn't count. And the wall doesn't count. But when have you actually listened to another human being that could communicate with you? Sean said about 14 hours ago. Okay. James Kill says yesterday a few people thinks, okay, all right. Now I'm gonna take this a step further. When was the last time you had a conversation with someone, listen to them with an unbiased opinion? You allowed them to be themselves. You did not try to push an ideology or your ideology onto that person. You allowed them to speak with no judgment. What I'm literally trying to do is I'm trying to actually show you how the younger generation has the freedoms that we wish we had. So if I'm 40 now and I'm a millennial, we didn't have the freedom to be safe enough just to speak what we thought without any type of feelings of reprisals. We had to, how should I say it, suppress those emotions. More so in the black community. You know, you see white kids talking back to their parents, right? We call it talking back, right? I'm like, yo, we were like, man, if I said that to my parents, my face would be in the wall somewhere, right? But as I was getting older, I started noticing black kids and started having conversations back and forth with their parents. And I thought it was strange until I started realizing that it's healthy if it's done and channeled that energy in a constructive manner. So I would talk to my children so I can hear their thoughts. Once I understand their thoughts, then instead of using physical threats or physical reinforcement. I got boys, so yes, boys, you still have to use some physical reinforcement because we're stupid. We do dumb stuff. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You can communicate all you want. Sometimes sometimes physical communication. You gonna be smart or real strong. You know what I mean? Boys are a little bit different. Girls, you can speak to them. Women are very good at communicating. So much so that they're too good at it. Okay, so we're done with that. All right, but like I said before, um, we have to understand something is that we're getting older, and for us that are 35 to, well, you might as well say 70 now, right? 35 to 70, we have to prepare the younger generation to take over for us. Like the 70-year-olds have to prepare like the 50-year-olds, and the 50-year-olds have to prepare the 40-year-olds, and the 40-year-olds we got to prepare the 30-year-olds, and the 30-year-olds have to prepare the 20-year-olds. The problem is it's the 40-year-olds are in and the 50-year-olds are in competition with each other. And the 30-year-olds are looking up like, hey, I don't know these things. Like, I need to know. And we're too busy in competition with the 50-year-olds. The 40-year-olds and the 50-year-olds are in this competition with each other. The late Xers, the Xers and the millennials are in this weird, like, it's not even power structure because we understand the technology to a point. Like, we are this tweeners, like we're this in between where we understand the technology, where the early Xers, they still have to deal with it because they're not at the age where they can ride off into the sunset because technology was like this thing that affluent people had. Now everybody needs to have it. You can't even fill out a job application unless you got some type of internet connection. You got to do everything online. You got to scan things, and everything's direct deposit. Like, you don't even pay your bills like how people used to pay their bills. Like, people say, people don't even realize what Wednesday was. Wednesday was hump day, but Wednesday usually was bill paying day. And if you didn't pay your bills on Wednesday, do you know why people leave work on Friday? So they can get to the bank before the bank closed during the weekend. The bank used to close on the weekend. You used to have to take money out on Friday or early Saturday morning because the bank was closed. I remember my uncle used to drive up to the teller machine in Bank of America, and then they had that little like vacuum thing, and he would get it out. He wouldn't even get out the car. He would get out the thing, and then he would put some paper or something in there. Like, they give him a note here, write how much money he want from his account with the checkbook or something. He'll put it in there. Then it goes zoop, and then it'll come back down and stuff like that. Balance in the checkbook. Things of that nature. We got debit cards. We got credit cards. You got the swipe. You got the chip. Matter of fact, you can use your phone to buy stuff. Boop, you can do that. Now, I'm used to that because I've been in Japan for so long, but that's new technology. Direct deposit. Things come out. Like, you can literally sit on your phone and transfer money from one account to the next account. You can send people money. I had a person literally hit me up on Facebook and send me a cash app. Hey, what's up, man? I need some help. Can you send me $20 to my cash app? No, they got blocked because I haven't talked to you since never. But what I'm basically saying is that things have changed with technology to the point that the very things that we do traditionally no longer has really a purpose. And the Xers and the millennials are in this weird back and forth. And it is, and while we're discussing which way we supposed to go, the younger generation is losing the way to communicate with us. They know how to communicate with each other, but they don't know how to communicate with us, and we don't know how to communicate with them because we won't take the time to listen. But there's an inorganic organism that is running around right now that is listening to them and giving them what they think they want. Not what they want, what they think they want, because we are not teaching them how to explore what they want outside of this fifth dimension we call these interwebs, this world of cyber technology. Now we got this metaverse thing coming. I just heard with this metaverse thing, it's gonna be like some Ready Player One stuff. Like, somebody was talking about somebody brought some land on metaverse for like $2 million in a virtual space. People just and this is happening. People care more about their online relationships than they do with the relationships that they have in real life. But even still, I've watched these online relationships, people are not listening to each other talk. I've watched these. I've been on panels. I've witnessed panels. I've seen panels. I've literally heard a content creator in 3 sentences contradict themselves 5 ways to Sunday, and no one listened to what he was actually saying because they only heard the things they wanted to hear because they tap into some emotional trauma. I was talking to a friend of mine and he said something and we were talking and I said, "Do you know that how should I say it?" He said, it's hard out here. People are trying to make money to take care of their families, but I see people just because he didn't know about the live streaming, he didn't know about that. So me and him were talking, and when we had these conversations, he tells me what's going on with him, and I'll tell him kind of what's going on. Well, I tell him what's going on with me because we know each other. Like he's like the godfather of my kids and stuff. But then I tell him about the YouTube stuff a little bit because I'm on these panels and bring up these things because I want to bounce what these issues are that people on YouTube are talking about to him because he's in the US and I know him and he's an outside person and he's listening. And a lot of these things that I would tell him at the time wasn't happening, but 3 to 6 months later it would happen. And me and him had this conversation. He said, "Man, I thought you was kind of off when you was talking about these people." But then he said, but then it's like all of a sudden it's like they're telling the future. And he was like, "Is it really the future, or are they speaking things in existence before it even happens, or are we being subverted to act like this because we're watching these people act like this and we think this is the norm?" I was like, "Wow." So that's very deep and that's very insightful. Have you noticed that when people are actually talking about something constructive, where the audience is forced to listen, the views are not as high? But when all out buffoonery, debauchery, and dysfunction is happening, when sprinkled with a little dereliction, the view count jumps through the roof because people can turn off their brains and not listen, but just hear and react. They don't have to engage or come up with they don't have to critically think. But this is not like the younger generation. It's us because we're the leaders of this stuff because we grew up with that. We watch these talk shows. We watch these reality TV started in our generation. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. If anybody would like to come up, the hold on, let me see this. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Is this pinned? Did I pin this up on the thing here? Yeah. So the link to the panel is pinned to the top of the chat. If you would like to say a couple of words, uh, you would like to come up here, have a start talking, have a discussion. That's fine, no problems. Uh, but while I'm waiting, if you would like to hit that, I'm gonna get these turners knocked out of the way. What's going on, man? What's going on,
You
man?
already know, man. Blessings, man. Man, shouts out to the villains, man. And thank you for having this topic, man. This topic definitely hit home, man, when you was talking about the high definition orders or whatever, the ADD or whatever you was talking about.
Yeah,
Cause I was that child back in the day, man, when I was just anxious, man, and I couldn't sit down in elementary school, man. I was like, I dozed off in the classroom. I used to get up, hit the other kids or the teacher in the classroom. It'd be a child there who's being a bully, and then the teacher would tell me to go beat up that child. You know what I'm saying?
You was security, man?
Yeah, like yo, I'm not making this up. Like I can't make this up. But I'm glad that they didn't put me on pills or whatever. And then I had a stutter problem back in the day, also on top of like not be able to say. Because I remember vividly, yo, the teacher, she was dating my brother. You know what I'm saying? And yeah,
Man,
yo. So I was. This was like in the what 80s? Yeah, 80s. So
80s, man.
yeah, 80s and all of that though. But I already said how old I was. I know I sound youngest. Anyways,
Yeah.
so I came in the classroom. I just went to sleep. I'm like, went to sleep. I woke up. I just started this walking around the room or whatever. She's like, you need to sit down. I'm like, no, I ain't feel like sitting down that day. I'm running around, hitting kids, flipping over the desk. So she was like, I'm about to take you in the bathroom. So she took me in the bathroom. She was like, pull your pants down. And I was like, what? I'm like, if you whoop me, like, I'm gonna tell my brother because I knew that they was dating because I was like a curious kid. And he told me, you know what I'm saying, who he was dating. Like I chilled with her before. I went to her house, met her moms and all of that. Then I'm like, damn, now she a teacher. Like, okay,
Yeah.
but you're not gonna whoop me though. So she called the house or whatever. I guess my sister answered the phone and told her not to hit me or whatever. But it's just crazy how years later that it's going on. Like there's kids who can't sit down. They need to be in boxing. They need to be in karate class or something. But at this time, my mom didn't do any of them things with me, man. She just let me just run around because she's always working or she's always going to the bar. She's doing her thing, She's young at the time too.
Yeah.
And I was that kid always in front of the TV, always buck wilding outside. My neighbors taking care of me. Like I listened to my neighbors or whatever, but I still did whatever I wanted to do. If I want to bust out a window, I'm gonna do it. I get in trouble. I take the consequences with the neighbors. I get probably whipped like 5 times. The neighbors are with me. Then my brother will come home and
Some old school days, right?
yeah, then my
Everybody had a
mom, then
license
my
to whip you,
sister, then my aunt. So I got like five. I got like five whoopings that day. Then I gotta go pick my own. Then I gotta pick my own switch. You remember those times, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I
I had to
remember
pick
that.
my own switch. I tried to get the littlest stick on the branch. Shit, I didn't know that the little one hurt the most.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the one that cut you up, man. You might as
Yeah,
well
I
get the
got
big
cussed
Joe.
and what, but through it all, man, I still was a spoiled kid growing up, and yeah, and like so, I seen my life like that. That's why I'm able to talk to these young guys in these spaces and just hear them out because I've been
Right,
through the same things, Far as me being in front of the TV, and far as now some of these kids been raised on the internet. They mom just put them in the internet while they do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I just call them a lot of pookie mamas now. You got a lot of pookie mamas out here. From
Yeah.
Friday though. From Friday.
From Friday. Oh, you talking from
Yeah.
Friday? But you know what? Like, you know what? What's going on, Koja? Um,
Hey.
well, I think, and that's what I think it is. Like me personally,
Hmm.
I think it really is. It's society in its whole. By me being in different places and traveling,
Right.
I see it a lot. Right?
Right.
It's just the way society is, the way you can say the economy or whatever.
Right.
Um, Worldwide, it's not conducive for raising children anymore. Like the way they just everything's just set up, and like
Hmm.
you don't like like the older people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like with the way we grew up, the older people, we're like, parents been working since ever, man. Like, it's not like, everybody thinking, I haven't lived in an era where the woman stayed home and the man went to work. Like
Right.
it was, the only time I've seen that is I live in Japan and I see that all the time. And then even the women here, they work, but they work a specific time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like in Asia, women work a specific time depending on where you're at. And what
Okay.
it means is, They get the kids ready. The kids go to school. Then they go to work from like 10 o'clock until 3 o'clock, 3:30, whatever, and then they come home. And then the kids come home. The kids don't come home from school like if they're in elementary school until like 4 o'clock. If they in junior high and high school, they don't come home until 9 because they don't went to after school, like, club practice. They don't went to cram school, like
Right.
extra school after school, and then they get
Before
home.
school care, after school care. We have
Yeah, after.
versions of it in America, but you have to pay for it.
Yeah, yeah, they pay for it. They pay for it. Oh, they pay.
Yeah.
Oh, they pay. Oh, they
But
pay. Yeah, yeah, they pay.
mm,
It's like private school almost. They pay like the after school 2 to 3 hours cram school. Oh, they be paying 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe $1,000 every 2 months or something like that for the kids to go to these cram schools, which is like 3 years in junior high school, 3 years in high school, because high school is only 3 years in Asia. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
But
didn't
but
know.
but
I think
elementary
part of
school
the
is 6 years.
problem,
Go ahead.
I think part of the problem is we see America say a certain thing, but we also see the policies that don't line up with what they say. For example, America said it's pro family, but if you marry filing together, you pay more taxes. So how could that be pro family? So we see them saying they value education, but we see the sheriff department get two raises a year and teachers barely get cents per year. So it's hard when to say do this when our country is in conflict. But I noticed one thing that happened when I was growing up in regards to ADHD, and I'm not going to say all of it is, but I think it's a
Yeah,
contributing factor. When I was growing up, and I'm 47, we went to PE twice a day. We went after breakfast
yep,
and we went after lunch. So before I could really sit down in class, I done ran some of that energy off. But the breakfast they have now in school is Pop Tarts, cereal bars. Everybody got a note so they could get two juices and no milk, or they can either get chocolate milk. So you take kids and you give them tons of sugar,
yeah,
and they don't even go to PE. And you tell them to sit down. Now the teacher walking around, the teacher don't sit in the desk all day. But we want little children to do what we don't even do. The teacher could teach from the desk and have them sit there and watch her. They did it during pandemic. But the teacher needs to move around in order to become less fidgety. But we require the kids to do it. And we require them to do it hopped up on sugar. And we've taken the baby and thrown it out with the bathwater. And we need to revise some things because I think that may be a contributing factor. Plus, when you're with people that don't really know how we communicate, and somebody did a thing on TED Talks about communication, and it was excellent. And it really was showing, again, the hypocrisy of America, how they criticize, I would say, ebonics, but they take around and do
yeah,
commercials and everything to make money off of it. But it's like, we they could wear it, but we can't. They can use the slang and stuff that we make and make millions of dollars off of it. And it's because of a lot of those contributing factors that I think America has a problem. And I think we've created certain situations that exacerbate problems. Like some kids may have ADHD, but I think the
yeah,
diet, the lack of PE, and I think
hmm
kids go to PE twice a week now, maybe
yeah, yeah.
contributes
They're
a
very
lot
obese.
to
Yeah, from
the problem.
yeah,
And I worked in
from
a juvenile detention home for boys. And one of the things was as long as we kept the worst of the worst active, we didn't have much problems. But the minute they weren't active was when the problem started. And we just don't have the manpower. Well, America doesn't want to pay for the manpower that it takes to give that more one-on-one or to cut down the number of students per teacher.
Yeah. Um, my thing was like when I was growing up, you know what I'm saying? When I was running around in the classroom and get home, it's like I needed more activities because I'm a hyper type of cat. You know what I'm saying? I've been hyper for a long time. It's like I'll go outside and play, but I had to be home. You know, Like back in the day, it was like you had to be in the house when the street light come on. Then when I go in the house, I look out the window, I still see kids outside still playing. You know what I'm saying? I was in Boy Scouts and all of that, but when that was over, it's like I still needed that rush. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if you read DMX book. You know what I'm saying? DMX got a book out. You know, and he talk about these things. It's like he always needed the next thrill. He was always a thrill chaser. Everybody, yeah, it was the drugs and stuff, but there's something that's in him, a driving vehicle force that's inside of him that made him do ironic things in his life. You know what I'm saying? Especially being locked in your room all day or being in your room for the whole summer. You know what I mean? Like even going to the fridge, his mom used to talk crap to him, or even telling the stepfathers that she had in his life all his secrets, everything. That should be between the mother and the son. You know what I mean? And definitely of not having a male figure in your real life. I had a godfather though. You know what I'm saying? He was great to me. You know what I mean? He passed away many years ago. And it's like I highly look up to him. And when I was around him, I was cool. I was good. But when he passed away, it hurt me. Then I went back to the same activities. You know what I'm saying? So my
Yeah,
dad, yeah, he was there, but he only, you know what I'm saying, because my mom was married, you know what I mean? My mom was married for like 30 years. Then she divorced, but my dad still came around every once in a while or whatever. And then he remarried, then I was unable to see him as much because she kept him, because there was a point in time where I got kicked out the house because me and my mom boyfriend got into it. So I moved in with my brother, but I really wanted to be with my father. But my father's wife was like, nah, he can't come because she got a daughter, and you know what I mean? I don't know what really was going on. I was like, yo, let me sleep on the floor. Like I just want to be around a man, especially my
right.
father at that particular time. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So there's more kids probably got the same story as me. And I really believe that in my heart's of heart. So it's like having being like me and being hyperactive like I was, it's like where the activities was at. Why my mom didn't force me to go to boxing class, like, you know what I mean? And then they had like the army class, I forgot the term, the
was it
PA.
JRCC?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I told her
yeah.
about that. She like, no,
JRCC.
I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to do da 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 da. You're gonna do this and that. I'm like, at the time, I didn't know. I was oblivious. I'm a kid
Yeah,
or a teenager or whatever the case may be. You know, and it's like every time I wanted to do something, it was no, you can't do the paper route, you can't do that. But she did allow me to play baseball though. I was an outfielder, and she did allow me to do long jumping because I was in long jump. So
right.
yeah, yeah, yo. So I got a couple of medals and stuff of that nature. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you, yeah, and that's what I mean. It's one of those things where you know where, like I said, it takes a village to raise children. You know,
Fact.
and I think I think like I said, like when I hear brothers, when I hear men's stories about that, and when I hear women's stories about it, like that, and things that they're into and stuff like that, and and when I hear like they didn't get the support that they necessarily wanted, maybe not because the parent didn't want them to do it per se, maybe because the parent didn't have the funds to do it, or maybe the parent was just scared of the dangers of what was going on in the area that they lived in. Like, my mom didn't, she let me play around, like, I mean, when we moved and stuff like that, but she didn't let me go certain places because it was dangerous in certain instances. But she did supplement what I was doing by letting me go hang with my aunts and uncles with my cousins over the weekends or for the summer or something like that, or send me over here or there or whatever, or be with my uncles and play us. Like I didn't play football until I didn't play organized basketball or football until like yeah, until I was about 10 or 11. Like I was
Right.
good at it in the neighborhood, but she didn't let me play. And I was like, I was angry. I was upset about it, right? But then, now I understand why. Because it was my uncles that say, nah, don't let him play that now because, you know, you don't get him hurt, you get stupid, right? And I didn't understand what they was talking about. Now we know about football, the CTE problem, right?
Right, right,
Basically, yeah, you know what I mean.
I'm gonna,
So
I'm gonna,
yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna leave y'all gentlemen alone because it seemed like a man thing. But I want to say this here: it
Mhm.
wasn't until I actually became a mother that
Yeah,
everything started to fall into place of what my mother did. It's like somebody could tell you about something, but until you actually do it and you're in that position, and men can do it too. But
yeah,
when you're in that position full time as the primary, you really don't understand what your parents go through. And a lot of people, I
mhm.
know we have the gender wars and stuff talk about this, but it isn't until you're really in that position that you do. And I'm gonna let y'all men have y'all conversation because it seems like a man bonding time and everything. And I listen from the clouds.
Oh, no
All
problem.
right.
You appreciate you coming up.
All right. Y'all
right.
have a great night.
No
Yeah, you
doubt.
too. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I get it, bro. I get it. I was going to touch
Yeah,
on this because Neek brought this up, man. Neek brought this up, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on this. She left. I was about to ask her what her thoughts were, man. But
right,
I
right.
was going to hear your thoughts on this. I mentioned this earlier about the what was it? This metaverse thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That $2 million for some land in a virtual reality space on some Ready Player One shit, right?
Man, that's about to be crazy.
Yeah, and here you
You
go,
know what I'm
man. It's up
saying?
on the screen. It's up on the
Yeah,
screen, man.
yeah.
So,
I was at another panel, and this young guy is
uh,
only 20. I think he's 27 years old, man, and he just told me like, he said his generation don't even read books no more. It's like it's all about being on a computer every day. He said his generation was raised off of the computer. He blatantly said that. He said they don't really go outside, and when they go outside, you know what I'm saying, within their community, because he from Memphis, you know what I mean, and when he go outside, man, it's a different dynamic, man. It's like you gotta tote the gun. Everybody have a gun. You don't need the license, and he said you just gotta be ready, man. And he said like my mom don't even talk to me, man. You know what I mean? She don't even listen to my
wow,
gripes of anything of that nature. You know what I mean? Then I go to work, yo. You see me cammed up at the hospital, bro. Like, cause in the beginning when you was on a Saturday night, the Rumble on BGS platform, like I think you cammed up, but I really don't remember. But I know that your voice was like one of the strongest voices in there, besides the other great man, Charles Frightener, Angry Man. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of other
yeah,
guys Jay Shine, like who built this space.
right,
Like, and I think that the red carpet need to be rolled out for you guys. Like, even I have gripes with O'Shea, but he still built this space in old band. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got my
yeah,
dislike, but it ain't to the point where I'm gonna make thousands of videos of these guys or whatever. But however it goes, I listen to the message. That's all I'm about. I'm about the message. Whatever else that's going on, them years before me, like y'all really know what's going on because you know what goes on in the bad chats and
yeah, yeah,
everything, bro. Like your information is powerful.
yeah,
But yeah, man, like yeah, I don't know, man. I
yeah,
don't know.
man.
I just hear these kids talk about it at my job, how they got gripes and how they, seeing friends dying, man. I told you what's going on up here, man. We got a state of emergency up here, bro. Like it's crazy, bro. These young kids is dying at a high rate. Then on top of that, it's COVID. Then there's a new screen up here. Like these mothers is crying, these fathers is like crying, man. Because you could go to the CDC reports. The other gentleman that was on the other platform, you know what platform I was on yesterday? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, we got 400 years of slavery. Yeah, we got 50 years of getting our stuff right. You could go to the CDC reports and see that black fathers are winning, but I don't see nobody in this space when it comes to women highlighting that though. All they highlighting is that we dusty. You know what I'm saying? That we chasing the bag. Now when you go to platform, he just put up a video to this low grade dude talking about telling women to become the bag now. So now it's not about chasing the money. Now it's about you becoming the bag. Then I was on another platform. Shouts out to the man, yo. He got 12 um steps of women of health.
right,
He did tons of research saying that putting these eyelashes on your eyelids and wearing this weave and stuff, it damages you psychologically. You know what I'm saying? It does something to your brain. And then this other chick came on the platform like talking about we don't care nothing about that. It's all about these materialistic items. And then another gentleman came on the platform talking about that we gotta accept it. We gotta accept the modern day woman. Like we don't have to accept anything, bro. We got a choice and we got a chance
Mm,
every day when we walk out the house. We determine what goes on. You know what I mean?
right.
Like, man, you need to listen to that. It was today on Sheila E
Okay.
platform, bro. Like, I need
Yeah.
somebody to just break that down to me. Like real talk.
Well,
Like these dudes is white knighting, man. Grown
well,
men on a platform white knighting.
right. Well, I'm gonna say this, right? Here's the
Yeah.
thing. Here's the thing. Okay. Let me put it to you like this. Right. All right. Let's see. What should we start with? Okay. Um, when we like, this is what I do. I'm not going to say what anybody else's do, what anybody else do, because I can't control anybody else's platform, but I can control mine, right?
There's no
And
doubt.
what I do literally is when I do my show, because this is more like a random thoughts. Everybody can say their piece. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, man. What's going on, man? What's going on? But what we ain't, what's not gonna happen? I'm gonna say what's not gonna happen. All beefs and gripes will be done at a proper place and a proper time. This ain't we ain't
Oh,
talking
I
about.
can't
Yeah, yeah,
I
no, no,
can't
no,
hear
no.
him. I gotta drop out and come back in.
Okay, well, come in. No, no, I don't think she didn't say anything yet. He didn't say nothing
Oh,
yet.
okay.
But hold on, his mic was muted.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Maybe I
And
can hear him.
yeah, yeah, no, his mic's muted. What's going on, Cerulli? What's going on, bro?
You're.
Uh,
Am I coming in all right?
yeah, yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you fine. All right, she's coming back in. I think. So let me drop this. Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
I had a bad connection on that first time.
okay, okay. All right, so check this out, man. Any gripes, bitches, moans, complaints that anybody got, save them from another time. Because we go, uh, but we gonna talk about what James just brought up just right now, right? And this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna do here. This is what I do here, right? Is what I like to do with solutions, right? The
Mm-hmm.
problem is that the if if the women, right, if those women
Hmm.
are, because there are women that talk about family. There are
Right.
women that do that, right? But they're not in this space. You get what I'm saying? And there are men that talk about family, and those men are not really in the space. Because the men that talk about family, that talk about oneness and whatever, they were called maggles. They were called simps. They were
Mm-hmm.
called a lot of things, right? The married men that were in this, that were around the space, that were talking about building and having a relationship and family and dynamics, they were driven out of the space with pitchforks by angry ass minnows, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is, you know what I mean? Now, I don't listen to what those type of women have to say unless they say something egregious, and I may address it, and I have addressed it.
Right.
But what I do is I try to promote
Promote
the
Yes,
solution
sir.
to the problem, right? Here's the thing. Women are only going to do what the environment incentivizes for them to do, right? So remember that conversation me and the man had yesterday?
Yes.
And he was talking about the weave and all of the other stuff. We all had that conversation, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
man afforded his wife a environment in which she did not have to wear that. Now she did wear it before. She had a perm, you know, she took it out. But he worked with her. He waited, right? He worked with her. He worked with her until she could get out of that because he understood that he had to provide an environment to incentivize her to be better, right?
Right.
But he had to be better, and he had to be at a certain point in time in his life where he could go against the environment. He could change things and he could incentivize the behavior for her to be better. The problem is in the space is that you always hear about what's not happening, what's bad, yada yada
Mhm.
yada, right? But you
Right.
never hear the men with solutions on how, hey, this is what I've done to make my life to make the environment better for the women, that I deal with, to nest in, and this is how we live. Now, me personally, the whole weave thing,
Mhm.
women around the world wear weave.
Right.
What I mean? Women, they wear weave, right? They all wear weave. They all wear extensions. They wear wigs. Matter of fact, the forefathers that founded the country of America wore wigs. They
That's a
wore
fact.
stockings. They wore stockings too. So they must have been, and weird. And then guess what? Most fashion that women bring onto themselves, if they're
Mhm.
not made by men, they're what? Incentivized by men for them to wear it.
Mhm.
You know
Can I?
me? Yeah, go ahead. Y'all go ahead, she.
I just want to be real quick. Basically, that's what
Yeah,
I was, talking on the panel earlier, in which we had that discussion. And the
yeah.
lady, she was coming with some sense in the matter about the man's list. And like you just said, he created an environment for his wife because, that was my question. I was kind of pushing to him like, before you met your wife, did she check off everything on the list? But I kind of just let it digress and let it go on because, it started to be, it was a joke fest. But my thing was that you created a list after seeing the potential and the change from your wife to see that there are women out here. Like I say, that most of the time guys don't understand. That's like it's like going out trying to get a unicorn. A woman that's catered to that list, that's customized for you. Now, some of the things on the list can benefit a man, but it's not going to be that customizable for him because he has to create, like you said, that environment for that woman. My wife, I tell him, my wife, she wears weave, but like I say, she's not running around with stank weave like most of the guys say. My wife know if she
If
doesn't
she
look
doesn't look
presentable,
presentable,
then she's
then
not wearing it. You know, just like I say with me, I'm not gonna go out in public, my hair all messed up and I'm supposed to be going to some type of, bow tie event or something like that or a forum and I'm looking rough because I'm a reflection of her, just like she's a reflection of me. So she knows she's gonna carry herself a certain way when she steps out in public because why? She's a reflection of me. She's gonna bring her best foot forward and I give her that environment, so I expect nothing but the best, and you know that's like the biggest thing I want to touch on, that guys got to get themselves, and I keep saying this, it's knowledge of self. If you figure out who you are, then you'll have a better understanding going into a relationship, because if you know you want the best, you're going to go out here and get it for yourself, and in return you're going to accept nothing but the best when it comes to you dealing with your woman. And I'm done.
Well, I accept that premise, but I mean, but if you look at the recent events that have transpired, i.e., the suspicious gaycation in the ATL.
All
Man,
right.
y'all got, hey, I'm in Atlanta, man, y'all got to stop that, man.
nah, man. Like,
You just look at the lack of just utter taste,
hmm
the dress code. Okay,
yeah.
you can tell these niggas don't want the best for themselves.
Would you say, Cerulean, most of those shirts came with bellies?
I mean,
Most of the
they might
shirts
want
came with
the,
bellies.
they might want the best big belly burger for themselves.
Ah,
I mean, they might want the best fucking honey smoked apple bacon for themselves, but
yeah.
they definitely don't want the best for themselves as far as women go. I mean, shit, they barely even picking out the best damn suit. I mean, 70s couch cushions. that damn blazer.
Oh, hold on one second. Hold on a second. Okay,
Oh
so
man.
for
Uh,
everybody, the
uh-huh.
intellectual part of the stream is over. We have now entered the petty zone. All right, continue.
Okay.
All right. We'll let y'all know,
Oh,
just a public service announcement. So it's about to go really off to the left. So I
right.
know you want to be entertained. I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking about the audience. We're about to
Okay.
enter the petty zone. Okay. So just to let y'all know, if y'all just see this sudden shift, don't think, oh, he's just, oh man, how did he go here? No, I'm petty. I'm just letting you know I'm petty. That's what I do. So let's get
Right.
into it. All right, go ahead, man. You got it. You got the floor. Go ahead.
Who got the floor, man?
I mean,
Anybody.
look,
Y'all got the floor. Go ahead.
I'm saying, man, why these dudes wearing zoot suits and Undertaker hats? You know, white knighting for women who's talking about you gotta accept us for the way we is. We like tattoos, we like wigs. Why you not talking about the man? The man make the world. The man make everything that she was saying. The space that she was in, the man made that space. That microphone that she was using to talking her shit, the man made that shit. You know what I'm saying? And
well,
while your ass
uh,
was on a platform caping for her ass, and then you was disrespecting the man, bro.
well,
You know what I'm saying? You a
well,
sucker, my nigga. You a straight sucker. And be on Ant platform Saturday
let me
because
let
I'ma
me
drop a
Oh,
motherfucking
oh, oh, it's
bombshell on that
Cerulean.
ass.
tell me.
Cerulean, Cerulean, Cerulean. Hold on. No, that's between him and she.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That,
drop a
yeah,
bombshell. I'm gonna
yeah,
drop a
let them
nuclear bombshell on
let
that
them
ass,
figure
my
that out.
nigga.
They
Be
they
there
they got something
Saturday,
going on.
and I'm gonna show you what my smoke is about because I dealt with a virtuous woman. My ex, the mother of my kids, she was a virgin, my nigga. She wasn't on no stripper pole shaking her ass, and then you
Yo, how about we
marry
do this? How
some
about we do this?
some.
How about we do this? How about we do this? Hey, Cerulean,
Yeah, what's up?
Cerulean. How about we do this? She and James, how about y'all have a conversation? Me and Cerulean
Yeah,
gonna
let's
drop
go.
down. You know what I'm saying?
I
If y'all want to do that, I'm gonna give y'all
Yeah,
10
I love
minutes
the smoke, man.
of
10
niggatry.
minutes,
Okay.
10
Yeah,
minutes of
let
nigga
two
trick.
but I'm gonna let two grown men decide how they
Right.
gonna figure it out. Now,
I
y'all
let
can
him
talk
go
to each
first.
other.
Inject something real quick because we are living in like the age of deindustrialization. So
Yeah.
technically, like these mics we're using could be made by like a crying Chinese child that is regularly committing suicide.
Yeah,
Listen, man.
listen. But listen, what is what I'm saying? Let them have their conversation.
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
but listen, if don't go listen, y'all can save all that for Auntie Panda if y'all gonna get this
You
in a
already
workshop.
know. I'ma save
But
it.
keep it above board. Y'all,
Oh,
we
okay,
men,
okay,
we can, yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm
I'm
saying,
gonna do
I mean,
that. I'm gonna do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
because he is, I mean, whether y'all have a disagreement, what I mean, he is
What?
an elder, know what I mean, and
Man,
you are a young man. Listen. You're you're a young man. So even the elder, I wouldn't want the elder disrespect because we men at the end of the day. So I'm gonna
facts.
drop down. I'm gonna drop some really down. I'm gonna drop myself down, and y'all got.
So you could go first, man.
I'll let you go ahead and get yours out. I'm actually coming up.
Come on, man. You could go first, bro. You came over here. You interrupted what I was doing. You brought your butt over here, so you got something to say. I was having a conversation with this man right here, with Andre. You came over here, so you must got a lot to say, yo. So what's going on, bro?
Well, considering that Dre, I've always gone on this panel,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to him. So
Right.
that's why I'm actually over here. But we're gonna have a conversation.
Let's
So
go.
I'll talk to you later. All right. So basically, like this, the conversation was about what y'all were talking about earlier about on Sheila panel. You know,
Right.
that situation. I mean, for me, looking at it, the man wouldn't let her talk. Agreed. If I keep interrupting you when you have a problem with that,
I'm saying, like, no,
let,
not
let, let,
really.
let, let's
Not really.
if I interrupt you on a panel and I keep doing it when you have a
I
problem with it,
said no, my nigga. How many times do I gotta
No, no,
dice
no,
it,
no, you're
slice
not
it,
understanding.
and throw it
You're
in
not,
your face?
no, you're not
No,
understanding.
you mad
You're not,
because I don't want to be in agreement with you. I just said no. So, so what you gotta say? Cause you was
once
capping
again,
for her, my man. You was trying to save her. You. If you rewind that footage back and go play that, you was disrespecting the man. You was telling him to be quiet, and you supposed to be this church going type of cat who wear these Undertaker hats
oh,
and
I forgot.
these farmigated suits. You know what I'm
I
saying? You
forgot
supposed to be an
you was
upright
an
brother,
avatar to all
but
that. I
you
forgot.
was disrespecting the man. So you was doing the same thing too, bro. You was white knighting. You was
I
white
forgot.
knighting. You was capping for a woman, bro, or a hyena, or a top-notch hyena, bro. That's what you was doing. And you could
Yeah,
go listen to the replay, bro.
I forgot.
I'ma stand on I'ma
You
stand
look
on
at
that.
avatars, and that's where you try to get your little jokes off. I understand. See, there you go.
It's not
There you go,
jokes,
Mr.
it's facts.
Intelligent.
It's facts. You just changed the avatar. We seeing what you look like. It's not a joke. It's a reality. It's your reality on
Okay.
how you dress and how you look. That's your reality, bro. Your reality is going to the strip club, turning turning lady of the night into a wife. That's cool, bro. Like you could do that. Like I said, I'm the one who got the unicorn though. I'm the one who actually went out there and got a virtuous woman, you know what I'm saying, and made her the mother of my kids. And I was with that woman for 18 years. I did that. You know what I'm saying? Even though that I dealt with the rotten bottom of the barrel or whatever, I dealt with that in my teen years, but I kept climbing that tree, that apple tree, at the top of the apple tree to find that good woman. I didn't settle for less, bro. I make sure that my kids had something special. I make sure that I had something special when I laid with that woman in the bed. That I was the first one who got that ass, and the only man who got that ass until we broke up. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a virgin, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You want a cookie for
So
that?
that's the difference. So that's the
I fucked the
difference
virgin
between
too
me and
before.
you, bro.
So I mean,
We very
what's
different type of men,
what's
bro.
the what's the biggest? I fucked the virgin before too. I was in a
I
relationship with
know, yo,
virgin
but
too.
you ain't make her your wife though. You ain't make her your wife. You made another type of woman your wife. So that's a L, bro. That's a L. In my world, what I do and how I move in my life, that's a L. The way you dress,
You're right.
the way you look is a L. You know what I'm
You're
saying? I
right.
know guys who go to church every day and who don't wear zoot suits.
But this is what I keep trying to get an understanding. First of all,
I don't want you to understand nothing.
you said I married a stripper. Then
Yeah,
second of
you
all,
said
you
that
said
out your
I
own
wear
mouth.
zoot suits. Like this why I keep going back to. I've said this on everybody's panel.
I don't
I
care.
don't know you, dude. You don't know me. Why
So
you keep
what? I
saying
don't want
stuff
you
that
to know me, bro. I don't want you to know me. You came to
but
my
this is the thing.
platform. You came to my platform, my
I've
old
never been
channel,
on your
and
I've never I
you
only
left
been
the
on your
message over
panel.
there, bro. You
I've
left
been
the
on your
message over
panel
there. You don't
twice.
gotta know me though, but you went to my platform and you left a comment though. So how you don't know me, but you going to a person you don't know and leaving comments? You know what I'm
Because
saying?
everybody was laughing
I
at you
don't get
talking about
that,
your
bro.
Michael Jackson dancing. That's why I went over there to see the video because somebody
Michael
shared it to
Jackson
me.
dancing. Here we go, bro. But
But so you didn't dance in the mirror? You didn't have
you
your
don't
chest out
even
dancing
dress
in the
like
mirror.
Michael Jackson. You
Once
want to be
again,
a
you didn't have
chocolate
your
Steve
chest out
Harvey
dancing in
dude.
the
You want
mirror.
to be a
It was
chocolate
funny.
Steve Harvey, man. You want to be
Okay.
MOT lookalike. You MOT sidekick dude. You want to dress like him. You want to get the same woman like him. You want to drive the same Mills on Wheel truck like him. Like, okay, man. So y'all need to just get up with together and have a second meeting. All you
Okay.
Zoot Suit dudes need to have another meeting and come up with a plan on Zoot Suit Maggle Mills and Zoot Suits, 10 intimates on how y'all Zoot Suits gonna be laid out, displayed, and have somebody buy some Zoot Suits.
I entertain
Instead of
this
talking about
conversation.
women all day that you're not getting these type of women, bro. You're not
You're
getting
right.
the unicorn type of woman. You don't even know how to vet a unicorn woman. You like the
You're right.
bottom of the barrel dumpster woman, man. So why don't you
You're
make a
right.
channel and talk about how to marry a dumpster woman, man? Do a
You're right.
video on that content. Have some content about how to marry dumpster juice.
You're right. You're right.
I'm always right.
All right. Okay. How about we do this? How about we do this? Y'all got any final words that y'all need to say to each other? Y'all got 30 seconds, and then we gonna get off
Um,
nigga shit and get back to what we
yeah.
was talking about.
This coming to anti platform, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a bomb breaker. Know what I'm saying? Rumble in the jungle. I think it's this Saturday. And just be there, man. It's gonna be entertaining. I'm a very entertaining type of person. So be there or be square.
Indeed, you are.
All right. So we got that out the way.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Let me get these turners out of the way. We got 26 likes on the stream. Hold on. Let me get these out the way here. Matter of fact, that was a villain.
Turner, 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 Turner.
All right. So really, you had something to say? Go ahead.
Uh, I mean, what is there to say that hasn't already been said?
Somebody got an echo. Somebody got an echo. I think it may be you.
Yeah, maybe me.
Hold on. Yeah, it's that. Let me adjust the mic. I wanted to touch on this Metaverse thing, but hold on. Yeah, I think it's you. There you go. All right, there you go. I wanted to touch on this Metaverse thing, man. How's it in the chat, y'all? How's it in the chat? I wanted
Yeah,
to.
you good now.
Okay. So check this out, right? You know what I mean? About the women thing, man. I'm gonna just touch on this for a second, man. I don't care. This is me personally. I'm gonna say this. I don't care if you want your woman bald headed with two bow rats. I don't care if she wears weave or not. Okay. I'm like, there are women walking around with plates in their lips. There's women walking around with rings around their neck. There's women like I remember back in the ancient China where they used to bound women's feet and break them so they could be smaller. Okay. Um Walking like having women wearing tutus and have you seen the ballerina's feet after she retired? Them things looking like they throwing up gang signs, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And she has to be sick in the head to do whatever is going on. To be doing that, right? But that's
Right.
but doing ballet is a form of beauty, right? So um however way you want your woman, these men that wanted their women to look a certain way, what they did was they created an environment and those women did X, Y, and Z to look a certain way because those men found it beautiful, right? Okay. So if women are wearing weave and you don't want them to wear weave, just build an environment when there's an alternative. I don't see what the problem is. If you want to talk about fathers that are doing the right thing and family, then build a channel around promoting family and fatherhood and bring men up there that speak about um, raising children and their functional relationships. Okay. Unfortunately, the algorithm does not promote functional relationships at this time. But that
Right.
doesn't mean that you don't force the algorithm to not do that, right? You control it. It's called the YouTube community, like how we got together and we built the little villain, right? The villain sphere and all this other stuff, and people like Hell Gray Skull and all this other crazy stuff. We did that because we wanted to. It's a group of men, and there are women that saying Hell Gray Skull and Villain Sphere because we're saying the things that we would like to say and we stand on it and we're consistent with it. So that's just my piece. Now we're going to shift because I want to talk about this metasphere thing because I think that is very important. Now, will there be weaves in the metasphere? You damn right there will be. It's like, so, you know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about this real quick, right?
Of course, there will
Um,
Right.
be weaves.
there will be weaves. There will be weaves because
Unbelievable,
there will
unbelievable.
There
be, yeah,
shall
there
be.
will be weaves. Yeah, hold on. Look, so let me share this screen, and then
All right.
I'm gonna hit it. And I want y'all thoughts on this, man. I want y'all thoughts on this. Uh, shout out to Simply Neat for giving me the link for this, man. My mods will be on, man. They be on point, man. When it comes to the information, they don't be playing.
That's
Okay,
what's up.
so want to own land in the metaverse. Record sales happening as interest picks up. Right. This was December 7th, 2021. Live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, full-time options trader Nick Chain teaches his winning strategy. So this is one of those things. And I'm looking at the metaverse. Hold on, let me come down here. Sandbox in late November, Metaflower Super Mega Yacht sold for 149 Ethereum or around $650,000. This market the most expensive NFT item sold from the Sandbox Metaverse and the most expensive NFT asset ever sold in a video game. That's a yacht. This looks like Minecraft. You spent, and this is what Ethereum is worth. One Ethereum is worth $4,432.
Yeah. The, the crazy part, I laugh at this metaverse because you know they got I think it's Omniverse as well, and like I'm waiting to see when Roblox or like you just said Minecraft get in here because Roblox is a little more lifelike than Minecraft than the blocks.
Yeah.
You know, because the same thing you do in Roblox, you can buy a house, buy land, buy your cars, buy all this stuff. I mean, if it wasn't for Grand Theft Auto with the actual violence and all that stuff, I mean, because people do the same thing on there. They actually have lives where they don't interact with the people like the metaverse is doing and like Roblox is doing. But yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah, this NFT thing, man. I'm like, oh man, Ready Player One. Y'all got anything? Really? I want to get Mike. I got to do something with Mike V. I got to
And
do
you
something
know,
with
it's
Mike V on
interesting.
this also.
I remember some years ago, um, when I would say I was associated with a certain derelict Negro male. Um,
Go ahead, man.
I actually mentioned something about how virtual space, because of the age of deindustrialization, that in the digital space was going to be similar to the new type of real estate.
Yeah, yeah. I remember you saying that. I do remember you saying that.
The reason why is because, well, server space is just as limited as actual real estate,
That's
as actual
true.
housing.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
And hence NFTs of today. But see, if you remember, PlayStation 3 had a little uh, virtual kind of
Yeah,
life simulator.
I remember
That
that.
was
I
the
remember
precursor.
that.
Yeah, that was the precursor to Metaverse. In fact, a lot of the models and shadings and characters come straight out of that platform.
Mm, this is what. Th- Now I do want
Same
to bring this. Now I do want to bring this up, right? XC Infinity, popular play to earn NFT game. XC Infinity holds the record as the most traded NFT by sales volume of all time with more than 3 billion in sales. The game includes the sale of NFTs and cryptocurrency used in the game, including its own AXS. The pilot, the a plot, oh my bad, a plot of land in XC Infinity recently sold for 2.5 billion. I mean 2.5, my bad, million or 550 Ether. At the time, this marketed the largest sale of a single plot of virtual land. So let's see. They have their own currency. Let's at this. Look at this. Look at this. Let me see. What is their currency worth? Like, hold on. It doesn't really say it right here, but yeah, Shiba Inu. That's Japanese. Yeah, that's Japanese currency. Let's see. No, so the top currencies are, of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to be better. It's going to be more tradable than Bitcoin because Bitcoin is like too much going on. Then you got the Dogecoin or whatever. But this, listen, man. They look, man. Like so. I got a question though. I have a question
Yeah.
for you guys. So let's say you're playing this online game, right? You're in the
Mm-hmm.
metaverse. You get it. You get a chick. Never meet her in life, but you get a chick, right? So will there be like in 2030, like metaverse red pill, where the dude's crying about a chick taking half of his Ethereum, divorcing him and shit. They go to like the fucking metaverse court, like, and then they got like kids, but they're not really their kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like he want visitation, but he can't because he can't afford to like get online and shit. like what
Um,
would you call them? Virtual hyenas?
yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Um,
I'm
I done
just
seen,
saying.
I done seen, like, I'm big on Call of Duty. Right now, my PlayStation 3 is down right now at the moment, but yeah, I think so because me playing Call of Duty from from one all the way up, I seen like dudes trying to hit on women's on there and yo, my number is this. I live in this state, and can you email me? That's back when you couldn't see anybody though. You know what I'm saying? That's back when you just had the headset on and you just
Yeah.
talking, you talking through the TV or whatever. And they was
Ooh.
matchmaking on there. So yeah, I think they're gonna have I think Judge Mathis need to get on this right here and all the judges that you see on TV, they need to invest. I think Jerry Springer gonna have a court show in this
Yo,
megaverse, whatever you call world, and you know what I'm
yo,
saying. And,
yo, so
Maury gonna get into it. So you're gonna see the virtual DNA testing. Are you the
like
father?
you the father? Like, yo, that's not my kid.
That
Like, oh my god.
that's not my
Um,
megahertz or NFT kid. You know what I'm saying? Cause I really thought that there's gonna be a COVID baby, like somebody was gonna name their baby COVID, but I think it's gonna be an NFT baby somewhere. You know,
yeah, it
because
probably
we
is.
already got these kids talking about how they was raised on the internet already. So now these kids about to be made in this virtual reality world. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of virtual reality world babies popping up in marriages, proposals, um vetting processes in this virtual reality world. Like, yeah, man, and I think everybody need to invest because you have to
Man.
understand. Yeah, because you have to understand, right?
Right.
Trey, not Trey Songs. What's the other guy name? Tory Lanez. Yeah, Tory Lanez
Right.
actually invested into the NFT thing, and he did a video. There's a video out, man. When you get done with this live stream, just hear him talk about how
Mhm.
he just bragging about how he bounced back, that he made millions of dollars by selling his album, and that's a market. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I
Yeah,
because
and he gave his fans he gave his fans like a percentage or a share into buying that album for like $5, and he was like, hold on to that album because it's going to be worth some money. You know what I'm saying? So they they made a pretty decent profit off of that. And he also made a hell of a profit off of that because he was bragging, man. He had a bottle, all his chains on, them slave chains on, and just, talking his talk. So I think that you already put it in the air, DeAndre, and
Right.
once you put things in the air, it's already been written.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. What I was like, because what I wanted to point out with this metaverse, right? And I want to get
Mhm.
Shirley and Mike T, Mike, my bad, Mike V, some black brain trust guys on here because this
Wow,
is I heard about
wow.
it. Yeah, but this ain't really this ain't listen. If this ain't my avenue, like, what I mean, I'm gonna do a stream about this, like probably later on, maybe I'm gonna do this probably next year.
Okay,
Bring talk contact Mike V because it's getting the holidays, and
right.
people get busy, so probably like when people's schedules open up and we got to dive into it because that's when it's really going to kick off this metaverse stuff and whatever. But I want to talk to them about the NFTs. What is the NFT? What it is? You know what I'm saying? So people can get just some basic knowledge of what's going on, because what's going to happen sooner or later, what
Mhm.
I think is happening, and this is just my thing, is that you're going to have to be in this arena somehow, some way, virtual offices, things of that nature. You're going to have to literally sit up in your house, put your headset on, like what I mean,
Right, right.
like you're Professor X plugged into Cerebro and shit, and
Yes,
and you're
sir.
going to have to take your ass to work, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're going to have to buy clothes on the metaverse. Like, you're going to have to, you know what I mean? You can't be going to, what I mean? Like you said, walking around with virtual zoot suits and shit. Like, what I
Right.
mean? Like, you're going to have to do things, but what is going to happen is it's going to be tapped into quote unquote drone technology, like self-drive. Like, it's not going to be self-driving cars or trucks, but we're going to see this. You know what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying? Well, what I mean, and the younger generation, this is what they're going to be doing. Um, so I'm like, we need to know about this. We need
Yeah.
to, yeah, we need to know about this because this is where society is going, and whether we like it or not, we have to get this information to each other, and not be late to the party. And I'm tired.
I
I'm
was
really
just
when it
about to
comes,
say
yeah,
that, bro. I was
yeah,
just about to say that. We
yeah,
always late to the party, and Cerulean say that multiple times. You also say that multiple times. You guys say this way back in the day, bro. I remember. I remember you guys saying this on panels when I didn't even know who you guys was. I was just listening, or sometimes back then I ain't even comment in the comment section, bro. I just let y'all do y'all thing, and kicking it. Don't kick the chair was like one of the best quotes I ever heard. Like, don't kick the chair. Like, yo, we gonna eat over here. You know what I'm saying? We need blood. Like, yo, then you guys just talk about like, man, we always late to the party, man. We late getting this money or this virtual money, man. And this is gonna be the new wave, man. It's not gonna be the thing, y'all. Y'all gotta understand. Yes, you're gonna have to dress up. You have to iron your zoot suits. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you have some nice clothes. Don't go to Kmart, Walmart, anything like that. Like, you're gonna have to invest into yourself. You have to be very professional in this space. You know what I'm saying? Like, invest into yourself. Like, come show up to the occasion, as you know, pristine guys would say. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, get your studio going on, because it's not going to be the days of working in a warehouse and punching the clock and listen to a boss and working all of these hours and depending upon a check. Like, no, bro. Like, we need the virtual reality Rosewood, or the virtual reality Black Wall Street, or banking, or you know, whatever the case may be, yo, like, can we have, I think this is going to be an opportunity for guys to have ownership, especially black men. We advocate for black men, and we want to build black families, and, we want to
hold on one
retire early.
hold on one
So
second,
this is the
James.
chance, buddy.
Hold on one second. I need 3 more likes. I need 3 more contributors. 3 more contributors on the stream. Can y'all do that for the brother? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm cutting the stream. No, I'm joking. Can I get three more likes on the stream so we can get to 30 likes. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all's support for coming through, liking and sharing the stream. Go ahead, James. Continue.
Yeah, man. I just be listening to these guys. I've been listening to these guys on these platforms since 2016, man. And um, as the stream ends, I actually do the research. Even way back in the day when Sir William was talking, like I actually go to the library, or he'll say a specific book. You know what I mean? And I actually go to Barnes and Nobles and get these things, and whatever it is, man, his information is always been 100 with me. You know what I'm saying? I probably have my gripes with certain things because I put certain guys on these high um plateaus in my brain, man. And you know, these guys are like the dream team to me, man. And when the dream team broke up, man, yes, I was devastated. I was hurt, whatever. But I took their information. It changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat anything and say that these brothers ain't helped me out, man. They truly did. And that's why I'm able to be in these spaces, and I don't have any gripes with these gentlemen. They like me to be on their platforms, and I commend these guys. So if you're talking about the NFT thing right now, if Dre talking about it, you see he overseas, he's running his family, he's doing the right thing. Well, he actually leading his family. He's doing the right thing, man. And he's not talking about women all day. Like, he's bringing more information to the table, and I don't see any other spaces that's giving us this type of information. And I want to publicly say, Art, if you're listening, man, my
Because
bad.
these bitches.
My bad, Art and Dre and Cerulean. Hey, yo, man, I salute you, brothers, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. And
No,
I don't know nothing
no
about
problem.
this, man, but I'm greasy, man.
Yeah,
I'm a villain, man. So that's what it
yeah.
is. You heard?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. And that's what I said is like, yo, I don't really know too much about it. Like, I've always been approached about investing into it. If I don't know nothing about something, I'm gonna ask somebody, and I'm gonna go ask Mike V and the Black Brain Trust, and I'll reach out to them through the proper channels, and I'll try to get them the first of the year to talk about this metaverse NFT thing. But since we got some time, we got the nigga tree out earlier, right? You know what I'm saying? So really, you got anything you want to bring forth the table while we have for the discussion, for the random thoughts?
Oh yeah, well, let's see. The thing about NFTs right now.
Hmm.
So anybody that's talking about, they made millions of dollars off of NFTs is all cap right now. NFTs is still in its infancy right now,
Hmm.
which means if you want to get into it, this is the best time to get to learning about it. Because once big, like all of the various cryptocurrency integration that starts to happen, which means before cryptocurrency becomes centralized, because you already know that's coming.
Yeah.
This is the time to start really getting into it. Because what you're actually seeing with all of these things, cryptocurrency, NFTs, you're actually going to see a evolution from blockchain when it comes to cryptocurrency. When it becomes centralized, you're going to see an evolution or pushing away from blockchain.
Yeah.
And so what you're actually seeing is a redistribution of wealth, which is the third major time you've seen this in American history.
Ooh, the global economy, right? Well,
Well. Now it's a global economy, but this is the thing that's going to be the thing that pads the empire from completely crumbling. This is the soft landing.
so basically, you're saying by introducing uh something new to the as a diversion for people to get into, it actually basically brings down the monetary value of the inflation cost of the basic necessities.
Well, it's like this: when you have more people participating in economy, the more economy expands.
And the
The
goods and
reason why
services.
empires collapse is primarily due to economy consolidation of wealth, which makes the economy top heavy. This is
Ah,
what
okay.
radicalizes the poor against the wealthy. There's more poor people than there are wealthy people.
Right. So
Then the
there's
economy
the
implodes upon itself because the cost of living is higher.
yeah. So you have to keep that balance.
So what you have to do is redistribute the wealth so people are incentivized to participate in the economy. That's why all of that nonsense about these so-called conservative tropes, which are really liberal tropes about, well, if we have a universal basic income, it's going to disincentivize people from working. It's like that's not true. It actually is going to incentivize people to do more work.
Yeah.
What actually disincentivizes people from working is what it did, back in, let's say, the 1930s Germany, which became the impetus of World War II, right? You need more people participating in the economy in order to prevent the empire from complete free fall collapse, as it was just, 36 months ago. And then what started slowing that free fall collapse down? You saw the Bitcoin rage, right? The Bitcoin was all the rage, right? And then what you had was not just domestic, like a mass pouring of domestic investment, but massive amounts of foreign investment
Right.
that bolstered America's economy. But it caused more and more people, convinced more and more people to play an
Yeah.
economy, to convince more and more people to participate in elements of economy that they normally wouldn't play in,
Facts.
Mhm.
such as crypto, such as
Yep.
the stock market, such as Weeble, investing, et cetera, et cetera. Things they would have never considered. Um,
That's yo. You ain't lying, man. I'm seeing people around me all the time talking about crypto, and there's actually a young guy at my job, man. He actually showing me how to do crypto, and we talk about crypto, we talk about Shiba, we talk about all these different type of coins.
well, that's why you. That's why
There's
you.
so
That's
much
why you
information,
saw.
and
That's why
he's
you saw
24.
companies like Visa. Companies like Visa, Mastercard. That's why you saw these companies wanting in on the crypto
Mhm.
game, right?
Right.
Because they want in on this new investment.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
got you
And
got to think about it.
yeah,
If this is where the wave is going, and I say I'm Visa, I want to get in on that new investment money.
facts.
And then
And
not only that, by me
yeah.
bringing my stability just on my name and my reputation, right? The stability of uh, my ability to transfer money between platforms from,
Mm-hmm.
say, an ATM to a bank,
Mm-hmm.
right? Cash to, person to person, uh, digital to physical,
Right.
etc. That brings stability to that volatile crypto base. Now that makes it more, kind of, it makes it more attractive for those reluctant would-be investors.
Facts.
They say, "Oh, well, I'm not gonna go and waste my money trying to gamble on that shit." Now you look at it like, what Visa's backing this? They got an app for it. Now they got now they got all the various apps, right?
Yeah.
Coinbase, Webull, et cetera, et cetera. It's like now they're making it, right at the tip of your fingers. Now I may want to try that. Now they have more and more people participating in the economy. So what you have is more and more dollars circulating in the digital space,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
This is causing companies from becoming insolvent, the very thing that undergirds American economy, that keeps people employed, and that employment is what generates funds for people who go and purchase goods and services on the open market that
Right.
employ other people, such
Right.
as people in the gig economy, that you tip whenever you order DoorDash or Uber Eats.
Oh my lord, man! I hate DoorDash, man. Oh, they so disrespectful. Nah, but that's another topic though. DoorDash. What's the other one? Yeah, there's a couple
Uber
of
Eats,
Uber Eats. Yup.
Postmates. Yeah.
Man, there's so much money about to go because didn't Elon Musk buy like a, a million or a billion worth of Bitcoin or something like that?
Well,
I
well,
think
what happened was he shat on Dogecoin, right? Said
mm-hmm.
Dogecoin was like this bullshit coin, and what happened was the people lost faith in it. It brought the value of Dogecoin down, and then what he did was he invested $1 billion something in it, and then virtually monopolized like 50+ percent of Dogecoin's base, right? So he's got more than 50% of Dogecoin.
Damn. Wow. How
And
about
it,
Jeff Bezos, man? Is he into that too? Jeff Bezos?
no, more than likely. I mean, you don't think that he went through one of the most expensive divorces matter of fact, the most expensive divorces in world history, and
Damn.
bounced back just like that, just by sheer luck. Do you?
Ew. Wow. In
Yeah.
history, the most expensive divorce in yo, man, that's wow. Mm-mm-mm. Then she put out a statement like she didn't even say anything really like mutual differences and like she kept it cordial. I respect that because no, 9 times out of 10, divorces could be bloody, but having that type of money, yeah, everything definitely could be civil, you know.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
um,
man. Dre, man, thank you, man. Thank you for having this platform. Definitely touching on attention deficit and schools and ADD and stuff of that nature, man. Because we know who run these institutions, man, with these white teachers, whatever the case may be, man. And the first thing they'll do to black kids or what Puerto Rican kids or whatever child is, the first thing they do, man, when they see a kid acting irate or whatever, man, the first thing they want to do is put a kid on these different type of medications, man. And we see the effects of it. We see the side effects of it. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the mandate. Now they talking about kids have to take these shots and stuff like that, man. But we don't really know what these shots, these chemicals is doing to our bodies, man. So
well, they know exactly what they're doing to the bodies.
right, right, but like I'm talking about like the general public, like the inner city people. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they really do. Like they don't tell me extensive research, especially in the inner city, man. I don't have this type of conversations in my community, man. I really don't. I only get information because I don't watch TV no more, and I only get information from you guys who allow me to be on your platforms, man. I listen to you guys attentively, and the information that you give me, I actually do the work after after I log off of YouTube, man, in my everyday life. And I see the numbers and I see the matrix or whatever you have it. And yeah, man, I go the other way. I may talk what I talk, but far as me entering into another relationship, it's like I know what I want. And I'm not going to deal with a particular set or group of people. And I don't deal with the riffraff in my everyday life. Like that's not what I want at this age that I'm at now. Like
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah. Look, yeah. Did you see the comment that Negro was like? Yeah, he has to be into crypto. I mean, if you look at it, every major like electronic, payment transfer company, right?
right.
Anybody that accepts electronic payment, like
Yeah,
Amazon, they
yes.
they want it. Like we just saw this with like PayPal, eBay, right?
Right.
Amazon, they want it. Apple wants one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Google wants their own,
Yep. Big facts.
right?
What's his name, man? I forgot the guy that I thought the guy that owns Google was do
Damn,
Larry
I'm over here
Page still
talking.
own Google?
Yeah, yeah, but I'm like, it's a board of directors. But once you get a board of directors and you get that big, like you own it, but you don't own, like, you own majority stake of it, depending on how they got it broken down. But Apple already did it with their own kind of thing with the Apple Pay thing. They already did it in 2019. Once you hit a billion as a company, you got to break
Right.
that up through a whole
Oh,
bunch of other companies. Like Amazon brought MGM
Oh,
Studios.
you
They
mean
still trying to,
yeah, you
yeah,
mean the $1 trillion market cap like Apple did
yeah,
like 2 years
yeah,
ago?
yeah. When they came, and that's why they stock dropped, because my father-in-law, he
Well,
had Apple stock since
once you
since
hit a
when,
$1 trillion market cap, there's nowhere
yeah,
but down. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah. So like what my father-in-law did was he owned Apple stock all the way back when Steve Jobs, like when Steve Jobs first invented Apple, like the IBM stocks. So he had it since then. And then when they did that thing right after Steve Jobs died and Apple did the Apple Pay thing, they had to do a split with the shares because they had these people that had it for so long. And if they didn't do the split, they would own. You can't have everyday people owning shares in something, and they got the shares to the point where they actually would have a say so on the board because they got these shares. So what Apple did was they splitted those shares down, pretty much
Well, how
devalued the
you think he got
shares.
that? Well, how you think he got like a couple of the those East Indian fellows on like the board of Apple and Google now,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
So
He
they
got
didn't
like
want that
foreign
happening too
investors and
much.
shit on the
Yeah.
board of Apple and Google.
Hmm. Yep. That's how that works. Like so when I was so like so when this happened, our broker and our trust fund and our broker, he basically told him to he said, this is what's gonna happen. You can choose not to break it up, or you can choose to do this, but this is this. And he said, I would advise you just to go ahead and break it up. We'll move the residuals to another company that's starting up where you'll have this and blah, 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 right? And you know what I'm saying? And the people that didn't do that and they didn't follow, for you to own those shares that had that much power, they have to, you got to pass a certain, you got to be let into the cool kid circle. And for those people that didn't do that, they pretty much got punked out of their shares. They were warned, they got punked out of their shares. And yeah, they got their money's worth for the shares, but they pretty much got punked out of their shares instead of just going along with it.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of stuff that people don't understand about just because you got money doesn't mean you got influence.
Yeah, but Drake wants to say gratitude for having me once again.
Oh yeah, man. We had the perfect time, man. That's what I'm talking about. You know
It's
what I'm
been an
saying?
honor and a pleasure.
You know what I'm saying? Hey,
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 yo, Cerulean, salute, man. Salute.
Hey,
Always,
so
always
salute
a
to you too,
pleasure,
young
man.
brother.
Always a pleasure.
hey, man. Hey, it's been. Hey, you know what? We about to end this pretty soon. So really, go ahead and say your last. Go check Sir Obadiah's channel out. The link is in the link to. He's doing politics and policy right now.
Oh
Uh,
man, this is
yeah, I'm about to head over there to learn some shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn
this
something.
is a podcast. And look, I'm on like a painkiller, a muscle relaxer, and a sleeping medication right now, so I can pass out anytime.
Hmm. Yeah, I had to get my coffee, wake up, because I got shit to do. But I'm gonna go over there and check Sir Obadiah in the Village Spirit, man. Yo, appreciate y'all, man. We got 28 likes, yo. I appreciate it, man. Wanted to get 30, but I think y'all anyway. Y'all could be anywhere else. Y'all was here with me. We had a good time. Um, that wasn't really, yeah, that wasn't no niggatry. That was just a disagreement between men.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That was just all that, man. Check, you know what I'm saying? So Friday, I think tomorrow's Thursday Thrills over at Sir Obadiah. I don't think he's going to do the Thursday Thrills no more after this. I'm not really sure. But Friday is Just Act Shar on the Just Act Shar Advice channel. Come check out Shar on Friday. The link is in the description. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and subscribe so you get notifications. Turn that bell notification on. And it'd be greatly appreciated. It's going to be a petty good time. It's going to be petty Simber. Please make sure you show up. Oh, man, it's going to be great. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there with pom-poms on and everything, man. Yeah, buddy. Let the petty spirit move in this holidays. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All everything, right? So no one can beg you to be great. Salute. Hold on. Before we do that, I forgot. We got to give our turners out.
Turner.
Yo, I love that, man.
And then and then I got to give a shout out to my villains. All right. So we give a shout out to the villains out there, man. A long live the villain spear. And the gates of the palace of petty is closed. No one will beg you to be great, but we villains will hold you accountable. Please.
Hey, long, it was a salute to the nation. Long live the black nobility. Everybody noblesse.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Yo,
See y'all
man,
later.
yeah, man. You ain't no joke, man.
Oh, and remember,
Respect, man.
dereliction is a day by day thing. Make sure you fight a little bit of dereliction in you daily. Y'all have a good evening.
all hell Grayskull.